The 30-something years are the perfect time to reinvent yourself. And today I'm going to share with you 3 questions you have to ask yourself if you are ready for a reinvention. For all the best advice, guidance, and support that you need, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm here every Thursday, and I'm Tess Brigham, licensed psychotherapist and board certified coach. So let's get started. I talk a lot about the 20-something years, the myths of the 20-something years, what the 20-something years are all about. So it may seem strange that I'm talking about the 30s and reinvention, but let me explain. So there are a couple videos, if you are interested in this topic. I have a video called The Myth of the 20-something years, and I also have a video about the quarter-life crisis, why millennials are so stressed. These are 2 videos that are right here on my channel. Please subscribe, that you can check out. But the 20-something years are really about exploration. There's a lot of myths about the 20-something years. A lot of people think that it's about gotta find a career, gotta find a partner, gotta find a home, a this, a that, everything by the time I'm 30, or somehow I've blown it. And that's not at all what the 20-something years are about. The 20-something years are about exploration and finding yourself. It is a time for you to try on different kinds of jobs and roles. It's a time for you to date lots of different kinds of people and really figure out what is it that I'm looking for. It's a time to travel and see places. It's a time to see different cities and countries and really expand your thinking and get a sense of what is out there and what is it that I like and what is it that I don't like. All of life when you're young is the possibilities are endless. They're right in front of you. And you have to start to experience them so you can start to kind of like go, I don't like this. Okay, it's more like this. I don't like that. It's more like this. So that you finally get to a point that you really narrow in on what's important to you and what you value. So the 30-something years are an awesome time to reinvent yourself because you are really understanding who you are. You have a sense of who you are and what you believe in. And you can start to make choices and decisions that will allow you to realign and align with what you want for the first time. When you're 22, there's a big difference between 22 and 32. 22, you're just out of college, out into the world. 32, you've had so many life experiences that you're really starting to come into your own as a human being, a level of confidence and a sense of self. And so this is a great time for you to start to reinvent yourself. Now, 3 questions that are really important for you to ask are these. Number 1, where do I want to go? Where is it that I want to go? I've been exploring, I've been out, I've been figuring all these things. What direction do I want to move in? Now, you don't have to pick the perfect ideal place. It doesn't have to be, you can pivot and change, but you have to have some sort of sense of where is it that you want to go. And so if you're still struggling with that question, this is a really good opportunity for you to start to define your values. Our values really help us better understand ourselves, what we believe in, what we don't believe in, and the kind of life that we want. Our values are constantly changing too. The values that I had in my 20s or even my 30s are not the same values that I have today at age 47. Because what I'm focusing on right now is so different than when I was focusing on 10 years or even 20 years ago. So our values are always evolving. That doesn't mean that now I'm a less ethical person, or that, I believe in, maybe I believed in love and kindness at one point. I don't believe in those things anymore. It's really about what's important to me. What do I value? There are tons of things on the web about values and how to define your values and figure all those things out. So there's so many things out there, but I would really get crystal clear on what are my top 3 or 4 values that I believe in, and asking yourself, am I living in those values? It's within those values that you'll better understand who you are and where you want to go in your life. So where do you want to go? And if you do know where you want to go, that's awesome. That's great. And I'm going to explain how you can address that in a minute. Number 2 question is this. Where are you right now? Where are you right now? Meaning, what's happening in your life in the moment? So you have an idea of where you want to go and what you value and believe in. So where are you now? What in your life is working and not working? What are the things that you want more of? What are the things that you want less of? Now, this might seem very simple, but I cannot tell you how many people that I work with where they don't really ask themselves these kinds of questions like, am I happy with all my friendships? Am I happy in my relationship? Am I happy in my job? Am I happy in the city that I live in? These are all really important questions. And whatever you answer, you need to start to address those issues, right? So if you're saying, I have a lot of relationships that aren't working for me, then it's about you starting to address, like, what do I do about that? Do I start to say no to spending time with friends that feel really toxic and I don't enjoy being around? Do I need to shift and change my relationship with my family members because I'm just kind of not willing to deal with their lack of boundaries or their dishonesty, right? It's these kinds of questions. And also, what do you want more of? Well, I'd like more friends that I can trust and believe in. It's these kinds of questions that will help you, all right? So number one, where do you want to go? Having an idea of a direction of where you want to go. Number two is, where am I right now? What's working and not working? And what are the steps that I need to take to get myself more of where I want to be? And then the last one is, number three, is what do I need to start to do today to begin to move in that direction that I want to go in? So if you've been asking yourselves the first two questions, you're already getting some clues. By asking yourself, where do I want to go and what's working for me right now and what's not working, my guess is your mind is starting to percolate. You're starting to get a real sense of, I really need to change my job. I want to reinvent myself. I don't want to keep being a corporate lawyer, or I don't want to keep being a CPA. Great. So where do you want to go? What is it that you want to do? And what are the steps that you need to take to get there? Now, I know this might seem overly simplistic, but what's really important about what I'm expressing to you is that by asking yourself these questions and by challenging yourself, you're starting to push yourself to be slightly uncomfortable. Why we don't reinvent ourselves more often, why we don't push ourselves, is because we become uncomfortably comfortable in our lives. And as I mentioned earlier, your 30s, you really understand yourself. You really have a better sense of who you are. You can make these choices for yourself on a different level than what you could have made when you were 25, right? And so this is the time of your life. If you're at this crossroads and you feel like, I need to reinvent myself, I don't want to be a corporate attorney anymore, this is the moment where you have to say, what is the first step that I need to take in order to go after the things that I want? What is the first step? That is exactly what you need to be doing if you want to reinvent. Now, if you're stuck in any way, shape, or form, I have a freebie for you on my website. If you go to tessbrigham.com or tessbrighamcoaching.com, I have a quarter life crisis handbook that is very helpful no matter what your age is, even if you're not 25. And that handbook's going to ask you a lot of these questions and really help you start to formulate what it is that you need to start thinking about for yourself. All right, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please comment below, share with me some of your thoughts. Tell me, where do you want to go? I would love to hear. And finally, if this video is helpful for someone in your life, please pass it along and subscribe to my channel. I'm here every single Thursday. All right, I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.